What is up, guys? It is Marcus from Perspective Sports, and today we have part two of our 2017 draft class video. If you have not seen part one, the link is in the description. That is where we did the guards. But without further ado, let's dive right into it. Small forwards. First up on our list is Josh Jackson out of Kansas. He averaged 16.7 rebounds to go along with 3 assists. Josh Jackson will become a star in the NBA, especially if he lands on a team that is not looking to win right now, but develop his game as a whole. Teams that will include Phoenix, the Lakers, Orlando, Miami, who I think should trade up for him if they can. Jackson will need to improve his jump shot if he wants to maximize his potential in the league. Jackson has a ton of defensive potential, and he's one of the few players that will be able to guard a guard in the NBA and a forward. Offensively, he will also be a tough guard. Jackson has the ability to drive, shoot mid range, and if he can master the one thing he's missing, a long range shot, he will be one of the most complete players in the league. Next on our list is Jason Tatum out of Duke. He averaged 17.7 rebounds to go along with 2 assists. The former Duke forward Jason Tatum will need a couple of years in the NBA before becoming a starter or an efficient starter for that matter. Tatum is an offensive monster. He can shoot, he can drive. He's even developed a back to the basket game, something you don't really see out of a lot of young prospects anymore. But the reason I say he'll need at least a season before becoming a proficient starter in the NBA is because of his defense. He's just an average defender in college, which will only be enhanced at the NBA level. So he'll need to be taught how to play defense at the level, which will take at least one season. So long story short, Tatum will become an efficient starter in the NBA once he learns how to play consistent defense. Up next on our list is Jonathan Isaac out of Florida State. He averaged 12 points, 8 rebounds to go along with 1 assist. Jonathan Isaac has the potential to be a star, and I think he'll definitely become one. He has the tools to dominate in the NBA. He's a big 6'11", 205 with a long wingspan of 7'1". He's offensively and defensively well-rounded, but his greatest strength lies on the offensive end. He's a great slasher, finishes well at the rim. He also has a reliable jump shot with a little bit more work can be deadly. And to top it all off, Isaac is a great rebounder. He will definitely fit in with a team like Minnesota, and he can definitely take any team to the next level once he develops. Now for Justin Jackson out of North Carolina, who averaged 18 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Justin Jackson ended off his college career in the best way possible, a champion. But as far as the NBA, I believe Jackson's shooting ability will help him stick around for a while. And I mean, this man can shoot the lights out the gym, but he will definitely be seeing some time in the D League wherever he's drafted. Despite being a junior, Jackson has a lot of developing to do if he wants to be an exceptional player at the next level. Jackson will likely be a role player for a good team and a contributing member. Up next, we have an intriguing prospect in Dwayne Bacon out of Florida State, who averaged 17 points, 4 rebounds to go along with 2 assists. The reason I say Bacon is an intriguing prospect is because he can be a big shooting guard or a normal sized small forward, which speaks on his versatility. Bacon is a better 3-point shooter than his percentages show. He shot 33% on the season, 31% for his career at Florida State, but he's very inconsistent with it. But as an overall player, he can give you what you need offensively to a degree. Bacon can drive to the basket and finish as well, but if you ask him to create a shot, he can struggle. For me personally, I think Bacon will be a role player and see sizable minutes in the NBA, but he has a lot of development to do. Power forwards. First on our list, we have Lauri Markkanen out of Arizona, who averaged 16.7 rebounds and 1 assist. Markkanen is a player who I think should have returned to college for at least one more year, but being a projected top 10 pick, I see why he chose to enter the NBA draft now. Markkanen is a knockdown shooter who can move shockingly well for his size and build. He's 7 foot, 225 pounds. Watching his highlights, he has some amazing games, and I was impressed by what he could do with the ball on the perimeter. I see him being a proficient starter in the NBA after a couple of seasons of development. He does have to get better defensively and in the low post area. Up next, we have Zach Collins out of Gonzaga, who averaged 10 points and 6 rebounds. Zach Collins is a player I fell in love with through the tournament. He always impressed me by how he played. Collins is your modern day big, meaning he can shoot the ball. He's also a competent rebounder. Collins will likely be a starter or valuable role player in his NBA career, but he does have to spend some time in the D League, in my opinion. He is another one of those players like Markkanen who I think should have returned for at least one more year of college, but after seeing their projections, I would leave too. Next, we have Ivan Rabb out of California, who averaged 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 assists. Rabb, despite putting up great numbers, hurt his draft stock by returning to college for another season. Rabb will likely be a valued role player slash starter in his career because of his ability to rebound. I can make the case that he is the best rebounder in this class, but Rabb is also a good back to the basket low post player who you can dump it down to and it'll get you a couple of buckets. He's more of your old school style player who plays solid defense in the paint, which will make him very valuable to any team that selects him. Up next, we have John Collins out of Wake Forest, who averaged 19 points, 10 rebounds, and 1 assist. Collins had a monstrous year at Wake Forest this season. He has a motor that just keeps on running. Collins is a great rebounder and a natural athlete. He also has things that you can't teach. That's what makes him one of the more underrated prospects in this draft and arguably the best power forward and most NBA ready power forward in this draft class. Up next, we have TJ Leaf out of UCLA, who averaged 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. Leaf, alongside Lonzo Ball, helped propel UCLA to one of their best seasons in recent memory. Leaf, in my opinion, should have went back and done at least one more year of college, but most likely would have hurt his draft stock. Leaf is a more offensive player who can rebound due to his leaping ability, but also can stretch the floor. He can also be dangerous in the right offense. Despite the offensive upside, I think Leaf will definitely see some time in the D League before developing a more consistent role in the NBA. Centers. First on our list is Jarrett Allen out of Texas, who averaged 13 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist. Allen had a good season at Texas, averaging 13 points along with 8 rebounds. Allen confirmed what we already knew about him. He is a solid defensive center and will be an exceptional rebounder in the NBA. Allen is your more traditional center who always goes down low. He can score in the paint and occasionally pop a mid-range shot. There's always a place for players like him in the NBA, and I think he'll be an efficient starter in the NBA due to his skill set. Up next, we have Justin Patton out of Creighton, who averaged 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. Patton caught my eye late in the season, and I love his athleticism and athletic ability to run the floor, something you usually don't see out of 7-footers. He also plays with a ton of energy and passion. He's a good rebounder and has all the tools for an NBA team to develop him into a good player. Patton will be a valued role player in the NBA depending on which team drafts him. He can also see some time in the starting lineup. Up next, we have Harry Giles out of Duke, who averaged just 4 points and 4 rebounds. He was one of my favorite players in this class. But unfortunately for him, I think his ACL tear from his senior year in high school has not only held back what he could have done at Duke, but has hindered his growth as a player and has impacted his potential tremendously. As a result, Giles will definitely slide down draft boards and will likely become a role player at the next level. Well, that is all for the 2017 greatest draft class update. I hope you guys did enjoy the series. Well, if you call it a series, I hope you guys did enjoy the videos. And I strongly believe that this class can and does have the potential to be the best draft class the NBA has ever seen. And we still have players that we left out who I think will probably see some time in the NBA, like Frank Mason and players like that. But this class has a ton of star potential and a lot of game changers. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.